Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the next adventure. Well, today we are going to hike down to a spot near a river where I was going to have to pack out 5 gallons of water at a time. But things have changed and I no longer have to do that, and I'm going to explain to you why here in just a little bit. Also, after we hike down there and take a look at where we were going to have to hike water out, we're going to cook up a wild mushroom that I identified yesterday. Hopefully I'm right. I did do a spore print and I'll show you that later, so stay tuned. Leaving my campsite, you could probably, right back there, there's a small trail here that comes to water. Actually flowing too. You can probably see right there where coppers jump through. Problem is with this is I was not going to get water from here. So there's this pond. There's like 4 or 5 of these ponds all in a row, and right through here you can tell, look at this, all of this, the end of this, it's all over the place. Leads right down to another pond. Yeah, there's fresh water flowing in because it's been doing nothing but raining since I've been here. So I'm not gonna get water here because that is signs of beavers. And with beavers in the area running around in the water, that is how you get giardia, also known as beaver fever. And that's something I want to avoid. Granted, my water filter that I would use should filter out giardia, but I'm not going to take the risk. So I do know further down there is a river that's flowing fast, so that's a much better plan to get water. Let's hike down to it and I'll show you. So we got to bushwhack a little bit. The thing is, all of these ponds I think are created by beavers. So now we got to go downhill. You can see to that pond, and we got to cross that pond. And this is where I was going to today hike up probably 15 gallons worth of water. Whoop. Because I only had a half a gallon left, and I was gonna hike up enough to put in the camper tank so I could shower and do dishes and all that jazz. Obviously I was gonna filter all of it, so it takes a long time with that little water filter. But here we go. So then once we cross this pond, we're pretty much there. Be careful not to swamp my boots. But like I was saying, is to hike, it would have been a lot of work to hike that up. But fortunately, since I've been in this area every evening, thunderstorms have come through. The last few days, I've been blasted by thunderstorms. I've had hailstorms, I've had all kinds of stuff come through. And I managed to make a rain catch off the side of the awning. And I caught over 15 gallons worth of water. So that saved me a lot of legwork to get down to this river to get water. Anyhow, we're at the river now. Check this out. I'd have to come down here, and I actually did hike out 5 gallons of water when I first got here because I was out. And you can tell that I cut this tree here to hang the bucket so I could filter it. But yeah, this is where I'd have to come to get water. But I'm awfully thankful that it's rained and thunderstormed. I wasn't looking forward to hiking all that water up. And I'm sure you know 5 gallons of water gets heavy once you start going uphill. I think it's called Clear Creek. I'm somewhere near Salida, Colorado. We're gonna hike back up, being that I have no need to come down here and get water anymore because I have plenty now. I tell you what, this area though, with all these ponds, you better love scratching mosquito bites, because that's been my new hobby lately. I'm gonna hike back up. I'm gonna show you a mushroom that we're gonna prep for dinner, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna cook it yet, but fingers crossed, got it right. And actually I found a younger one than what I actually did a spore print on last night. So we're actually gonna pick that one. It's in my book, it says they're better when they're younger, so sounds good to me. And we're going to saute that up and probably put it in a little bit of a burrito. It's kind of what I'm thinking. We're not gonna eat the whole thing, we're just gonna eat a little bit at a time, because I'm pretty confident on my identification, but I'm out here by myself with no cell service and no communication to the outside. The last thing I need to do is get super sick. So if I'm gonna eat some, I just wanna get a little sick. Nah, I think I'll be fine. All right, we'll see you back at camp. Here's the mushroom I found yesterday. And I believe what this actually is, after doing research, is orange birch bolete. And after I've done everything to identify it, I did a spore. Here it says the spore is supposed to be orchard brown, so basically a brown. It looks like a brown, doesn't it? Orchard brown. You can see the spores. I don't know how close I can get. So I believe that's what we have here. And the underneath side is like that. But this is a little bit older one. I spotted a young one over there. That's the one we're actually going to eat. Now that we know what it is, let's go pick it right now. So right off the side of the trail here, I believe is the same kind of mushroom. So let's go ahead and cut it. They say the younger ones are better. This one has a little bit more identification because the stem is in better shape. So let's take a look at that book again and see what we have. Well, I'd say that's what we got. Whitey flesh, stains, soothy gray. I mean, it's pretty much just whitey right now, but it'll probably change. Let's cut this big one. This one's old. But this one, that's what that looks like. It's still what I'm gonna go with. Cap is bright orange. I mean, that looks orange to me. This one's definitely orange. Holy moly, there's so many. You know what? I think that's what we have. So let's go ahead and slice this thing up and get ready to cook it. So I think I'm just going to saute this thing up and then put it with this morning's breakfast. We'll first figure out how to slice it though. That should be a good portion. I don't know why. I'm not going to eat the stem. It's probably delicious. For some reason I just don't want to. Alright, let's throw this in the pan and get it cooking. I'm going to fry it in butter. Because I know one thing. Mushrooms and butter just go together. I think these are about ready to be done. They actually got a little color to them. I just threw a little bit of salt on. We're going to go ahead and try a piece. Here goes. Hopefully my research is right. Otherwise, There goes some stomach pains and vomiting probably. I think I'm okay though. That was super interesting. Put a little too much salt on there, but it was, outside was crunchy, but the inside was mushy. Just, all right, one more. We'll go with a big one this time. Let it cool off here. So the texture is super weird. It's like the middle of it's super slimy. The outside's crunchy. Maybe I need to cook them a little longer. I'm gonna let these ones saute up a little longer and throw them in a burrito. See what happens. And here we are. A little wild mushroom burrito. Kind of breakfast burrito. Pretty dang good. There's a mushroom right there on this bite. Let's make sure we get. That's really good. The texture is odd. It is slimy, but it's, the outside's still crunchy. The inside's a bit slimy, but it's delicious. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'm definitely gonna eat the rest of the ones I cooked up tonight. It's gonna start raining any minute now, and I need to batten down some hatches and get ready for the rain because it comes around every evening around this time. So I'm gonna end the video here, and I appreciate you watching. And if you like this sort of thing, feel free to follow along, and I'll catch you on the next one. On to the next adventure. Oh, by the way, if you don't see anything after this part, I didn't get sick.